Hello, how are you doing today? I'm here with another drawing tutorial, and I want to start out. I want to give you a sneak peek of tutorials ahead. As I continue with tutorials, eventually I want to get into drawing for, as you can see here, I really specialize in faces, and this is I'm working on a character, Sylvia, for my animation, and as you can see here, this picture here is the one I'm using most as inspiration. So here's my character Sylvia here. Here's a picture I'm working from, but as you can see, this face right here is looking straight ahead, and this face right here is looking to the side. And what I hope to teach in my tutorials is not copying, point per point, but a real investigation, a real almost scientific look into people's features. And for me, that's when drawing becomes a place of great discovery. It can be very rewarding to learn the process that will eventually lead to where you can see a person and recognize things about their features, where you can draw them from memory or draw them from many different angles, and if you like, storyboard with the same characters and do animation. In the last video, what I talked about was we were working on drawing a person climbing a ladder, and I wanted to continue on with that a little bit, so let's do that. Here is the ladder here, and so then you got the rungs of the ladder, and the rungs are spaced further apart as it gets closer to us, because like everything else, the space between the rungs gets larger as it gets closer to us, and the space between the rungs gets smaller as it gets further away. So we were going to work out that, overall the character is going to be in this area here, and there's going to be the, I went ahead and I placed the hips here, kind of overall the heads around here, and I'll put some hands here. And as I discussed in drawing people, especially starting out, it's really a question of timing. It can make it a lot easier. In this case, I'm not even bothering to draw the arms and legs. Instead, I'm just drawing the hands and feet, because it would give me a lot more work. Here's the figure here, and as I try to, it's like I'm thinking, okay, I want them reaching for this rung, and I try drawing the arm here. Oh, it doesn't match up, so I'll go back. Oh, redraw it here. Oh, it doesn't match up. That creates a lot of work. But if I just forget about the in-between, if I just draw where the hand is, if I work out in proportion where the hands are going to be, and if I work out in proportion generally where the chest is going to be, I don't need to worry about the arms right now. I can, and it's almost implied. I mean, just looking at this here, our mind almost fills in where the arms and legs are going to go. So here I have, the real early working out of where everything's going to go. And then I kind of want to go back and start again. So now we can go ahead and decide we do definitely want the hips to be around in this area here, and we can work out some of the direction they're going to have, some of the space that they're going to actually occupy. And in this case, we're using our X-ray vision and looking through the figure and seeing basically the guts would sit on top. We're looking at what would be the top section of the hips, and just in case you're confused, here's here's the person here, here are the legs here, stomach going up this way. We're looking down like that, right on top. Of course, in real life we wouldn't see it, but and then way below here are the feet down here. And now I'm going to tell you right here, most of the time, the head is the last thing we work out. And this right here just kind of helps me out visually with everything else, but this may not be at all where the head's going to go. Usually the head is the last thing we worry about. In general, I work a lot with the feet because the feet are we're going to have the least freedom about where they're going to go, because they're going to be on the ground. So if we're drawing a person in a room that we've already drawn, their feet, we can't have them floating in the air, and we're going to need to make the character convincing. We need to work on center of gravity. For a lot of different reasons, you kind of work from the ground up. In this case, it doesn't matter as much because the hands are as stabilizing to the position of the character as the feet are. Of course, if you have someone, swinging on vines, if you're doing Tarzan, the feet can be you could draw the legs and feet last because they're flying in the air more than the hands are. So you'll start to understand this strategy of when we draw what, because we want to create as much freedom of movement on the page for our character. And the best way to do that is a timing. And so working out where the hips and chest barrel, how they're angled and how they're going to go, is kind of what we want to get to. We in this case, we've already kind of worked out where the feet are down here, and now the three posture rule that I use, basically, that's just a phrase. Basically you want to tweak, no matter what. I mean, even if you think you have the posture down perfect, for me it's always helpful to go ahead and try moving things around. You might find something that really has a lot more dynamic, interesting, and it's also a better way of, you want to pull the character out of a 2D space, and the best way to do it is to have the freedom to change its posture. So now we've generalized everything else, and we can start to solidify the chest barrel and hips, and go ahead and start tweaking and moving them around in supposed 3D space. I'm running out of time for this video. I think in the second one I'll continue with this a little bit. And then also, please take the time to visit my animation project at solomation.com. As an artist, it's my labor of love, and a work of art isn't real until other people see it. And so I think all of us artists are seeking an audience, and just by me doing this tutorial, it's really helped a lot. And I'm totally out of time. Hi, so I actually edited so well that I now have time to bring up a few more points here. I would like to say that drawing is mostly about making adjustments to what is already there. So of course starting out is the hardest part, and there's no such thing as starting out getting it right, because you need to have a bunch of different parts, parts of the body down in order to start to adjust them. And so when you're starting out, it's a lot like throwing darts in the dark. There's no getting it right.